And I just got to mute it as well. Okay, SweeneyTV, Sean Swiss Sweeney, Sweeney HQ, Four Nations Special Part 2. I have a great bunch of female barbers on today, Lady Barbarettas, as they like to call, Katie, Lina, Sandra, and Charlotte. How are you all?
All good.
Good, thank you, Penny.
We're fine, thank you.
Sorry. Go on. Sorry, girls. This is what I'm saying. I muted it. I muted it. So start again. SweeneyTV, Sweeney HQ. Let's go. Sorry about the mistake at the start. Katie, how are you?
I'm all good.
Lina, how are you?
All right, babe.
Sandra, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
And Charlotte, how are you?
Lovely, thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. I'm glad you're all okay. And I'm okay as well. In Wales, obviously, we won the rugby yesterday, so brilliant for the boys, obviously. So we're just going to start off, just obviously a bit of introduction with Kate. Kate, just go into where you work, when you got into barbering, how long you've been doing it, and your shop and so on.
Right, so I'm in Ireland. We're in the south, so I'm barbering 20 years this year, and my barber shop is open 10 years this year. Fingers crossed through lockdown. I always wanted to be a barber, but wasn't sure how to get into it or how to get involved in it. And I used to bring my little son to the barber shop and just be watching the barbers cut his hair all the time. So eventually then 20 years ago, so I was 23, I went back and did a 4-year training course in a barbershop on the floor. So for the first 2 years, just using models and sweeping floors and doing the hard graft, and eventually got onto the floor after 2 years and left there after the 4th year and just started doing different barbershops. Then I managed one there 2010. I became manager, and then I opened my own one in 2011. Nice. In a small little village in my hometown.
Nice, nice. So obviously same question to Charlotte. Charlotte, just explain to everybody when you started barbering, when did you, well, where you working, obviously, and same question.
Yeah, I've been doing it now for, I think this is my 8th year now. I've been working for my dad since I was 15, 16, gave me a little Saturday job, sweeping up, making brews, and then just went from there. But I knew I always sort of wanted to do it because I grew up in the shop, really. He's had it for 11 years this year. So I was 11, 12 when he got it. And I just loved it. I love being in there. They're all like my family.
Yeah, you got a lovely gang of people over there, haven't you? And I've had the pleasure of meeting Mike, and obviously I'm good mates with your dad. And I'm really impressed with what he's done and achieved there. And yeah, it's great to see that he's got his daughters doing it. Do you know what I mean? And I obviously, like, I know you've won a couple of awards as well. Do you want to just talk about that quickly?
Yeah, I got the, is it the, I can't remember what reward it was. Yeah, that one.
I did a background check on you, don't worry.
Yeah, the monthly one, and I got a little award with that. That was nice, little trophy. That was nice.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. I bet you felt really happy with that, and I imagine your dad would have as well. So it's good to see. Definitely. So obviously, like, Kate, have you won any awards over in there? I know we were talking about like things earlier on with Lina and Sandra, but are they awards over there? Sort of
We've only really started doing like Barber Connect kind of things the last 3 years, and I went to one of them, and then kind of with lockdown, everything's kind of stopped. So there's not really. It's so different over here. It's very different. There's no really awards. There is more in hairdressing, but the barbering side hasn't really taken off yet.
And that's definitely something which would be better to be introduced over in Ireland. Just to build the awareness up with people, because it's done great for the UK. And obviously, you know, Lina, you've won stuff. Sandra, you've won stuff. I've won stuff, and it's great for your careers. It pushes you on further and so on. And it's just like, you know, if you've got something to set goals for, you can manage how you sort of set yourself out, really.
Exactly, yeah.
I feel.
Yeah.
And you know, again, like, you know, again, for all of you, this is the first question I'm going to ask you, you know, being a female barber working in the men's industry, starting with Lina, you know, let's have a little sort of chat about, you know, being a female barber and doing stuff like this now. Obviously, you know, you're an ambassador for Zero magazine, so are you, Sandra. It's great to see. And I just want to see you guys push, and let's have a little chat about that, Lina and Sandra.
Okay. I've been speaking to Ruby today, bless her. We're always in touch. And it can be quite difficult and stressful being in a man's world, if you like. And it's nice that women have got something to promote themselves. It's like, I don't enter a lot of competitions because I know they're going to get swamped with men, and the men's ego in the barbering industry is just phenomenal. And to be fair, I don't want that. I don't want to have to wear a silly hat to get noticed to do something, to make a name for myself. I'd rather do it off my own skill. And if that means not entering competitions because they're flooded with men that just act stupid, then fine by me. But Zero Gap is about promoting women within the industry, giving them a platform to bring themselves forward, to bring themselves up, to put themselves in the magazine, something they might wanted to have done but have never had the opportunity. Otherwise, we just get passed by, I think, because the bloke's got, you know, maybe a new necklace, or, you know, they've got a new tattoo, or they look edgier or something like that. They tend to get places further than we.
Rose tattoo? It's bigger.
Yeah, or the skull.
The
Yeah,
skull,
skull
yeah.
as well.
Or the cutthroat.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah.
So what's your girls' thoughts on tattoos, then? Do you think they're a bit
I've
too
loads.
much?
But not a rose tattoo.
To be fair, that's my next one.
You're all tatted up. I got tattoos as well. So
Come on, Sandra, show us yours.
I can't. It's in a private area.
I say keep it clean, girls. I say keep it clean. So Sandra, obviously, you know, you're ambassador for Zero Gap, and same sort of thing, really. Same question.
Yeah, I agree with Lina. It's nice to have the platform for us, because even though there is a lot of female barbers in the industry, male barbers dominate pretty much the social media platform. So it's nice to be given a platform to shine for our skills and abilities.
Girls, do you think it's a lack of confidence?
No.
A lot of it is.
No.
What do you think?
I think the men are overconfident and they shadow us quite a bit, and we feel
Good
like
point.
we can't compete.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So, how do you think? Well, what's the solution?
I don't think there will ever be a solid solution to it, because whatever you do, somebody's going to be unhappy. Somebody's going to start moaning and groaning about it, about equality and all of that kind of stuff. And it's not a case of men are better than women, women are better than men. It's just giving us that fair foundation to work from, I think.
Sandra, do you want to elaborate on that?
No, I agree. Exactly. That's what we need.
Charlotte, what do you think?
Well, a few times at work, because I'm young as well, when I've like got my chair ready for someone and they think that I'm just making the brews or something, because I'm a young lads.
You ever get the old boy now? Oh, I've never had my hair cut by a woman before.
Yeah. But I just sort of, I'm outspoken. I make sure I am in the shop. I make sure they hear what I'm saying and that they treat me the exact same. And that's done pretty well for me so far.
Brilliant.
Isn't it bad that you have to fight for that, though, and you have to stand up for yourself and you have to make yourself heard? The men don't, so why do we?
I know.
Well,
it's not good.
from a man's experience, I've worked in salons with all females and I've been the only man, and I've actually had the vice versa of, you know, what Charlotte has been, well, all of you have probably been through at some point working with men. And it is, it's different. It's different. And I do prefer the barbershop environment, and it is very male orientated. That's mainly because of the clientele base. But what I'm finding is, this is what I was leading on to next, females having men's haircuts, skin fades.
Yeah.
They're having all the new haircuts which are coming out. I pinned it 2 years ago. I was speaking to a girl who works at Gold Barbers, and I was saying, watch all the ladies having skin fades and stuff like that. So going over to Katie,
Yeah.
do you do a lot of females over in Ireland, like gents haircuts?
Yeah, there's a lot of barbers won't cut females' hair, which I think is ridiculous. Hair is hair. No,
Really?
I've never done hairdressing, so I
I'll
can't
cut anyone's hair. I'll cut a dog's hair.
Look, bring the dog. I'll be fine. It's a recession. No, but yeah, if it's male-styled haircut, I've no problem with it. Do you know, like, I'm a barber. I'm trained as a barber to cut them styles. Do you know, so I've no problem. Hair is hair. That's the way I see it. Do you know that way? So, like, a lot of barbershops won't cut women's hair, and I think it's ridiculous. If a woman wants, like, a trees on the side with her hair design, I do a lot of hair art. I do all the hair art. Men aren't getting hair art done. Women are. All the undercuts, all the love hearts shaved in, stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll do it.
Cool. And Charlotte, do you do a lot of females in work? Like, you know, gents haircuts, so to speak. I'm not talking like long hair, but, you know, do you see a lot of that in your dad's shop?
Yeah, we do. We get quite a few females in, and I'm the same. If they've just got a man's haircut, then it doesn't bother me. It's just,
okay. Would you have a skin fade?
no.
Would any of you have a skin fade?
I did.
You did, Lina. Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen
I've
you with
had several.
short hair. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Carved in the back and everything.
So, and Sandra, obviously, you know, you've got a multiple range of clients which come all over to come and see you. And I know you, obviously, you're a hairdresser, beautician, and, you know, you do all different types of stuff. You make products and so on. So, like, obviously, you know, what do you think about females having skin fades and stuff like that? Do you think there's an evolution for it? Do you think it's going to go away? Do you think, you know, what's your opinion?
Well, as a hairdresser and barber, if someone comes in, they have a consultation. If they have got the right hair, got the right head shape, face shape, and they want a skin fade and they're going to sit it, I'll do it. If it's going to look ridiculous on them, I won't. Because
consultation.
There's no point in giving someone an amazing haircut when they don't sit it, because no one's going to compliment them and they won't like it at the end of it. So a consultation is so important, and to sit down and talk with your client and compromise. You know, some people don't sit the haircut they ask for, so I personally will say no, and I'll give them a reason why they won't sit it, and we'll compromise, and I'll give them another amazing haircut that actually suits them and they're happy.
So would you refer them to an image of something which would suit them?
Yes.
And girls, again, do you have this problem as well, starting with Lina?
Yeah, people come in with all kinds of ideas, don't they? And sometimes you do have to steer them in a different direction. You have to do it politely, obviously. And yeah, sometimes they absolutely love it and they thank you for it. And other times it might take a day or two to get used to because it's not what they expected. But that's what we're there for, to advise, not just to carry out, you know, simple instructions. We're there to advise.
Yeah,
it's very hard to compete with a filtered photo they bring into you, and they want to look like this, but they're not going to look like this filtered photo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, I want this, but I want 2 back in size, not like
I want Brad Pitt from the 90s. You're like, what?
Or I want a perm and my hair is this short.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
We get a lot of perms.
Do you?
I don't do them anymore.
Well,
trying to explain to 14-year-olds you can't perm that much hair. Like,
no.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing though, when we go back, we're going to have a lot of big mops to sort out.
Yeah, then. Yeah.
Oh,
so
not
obviously
again.
the news is Wales, we're opening in 2 weeks' time. Scotland, when are you opening?
Possibly the 26th of April, hopefully.
And
Fingers
Kate,
crossed.
you said you're not opening till like after
May,
Easter.
June.
Yeah.
We're
Island
level
June.
5 with the pubs, and the pubs haven't opened since March, really. So
Bill Gates really hates the Irish, doesn't he?
yeah, we're not liked.
That was a joke, by the way. Charlotte, when are you opening?
12th of April, that's the date we've been given.
So same with you, Lina, as well. Okay, so that brings me on to my next question. How are you girls going to deal with burnouts? Obviously, meaning when you go back, you're going to be flat out. How are you going to sort yourselves out? Because I know Sandra's got some very good lotions she sells.
I've ordered some.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of putting an order in soon. Keep that quiet.
My advice is the week before, pretend you're going to work, go to bed when you're supposed to go to bed, wake up when you're supposed to wake up, just to get in get a good sleeping pattern in.
No more box sets till 4 a.m.
Mm.
We've all been guilty of it.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Just do that the week before, not to cram everybody in. I mean, we need to look after self-care. So I will be booking people in to my capabilities. I'm not going to burn myself out because I want to give a perfect haircut. And if I'm extremely exhausted and tired, I'm not going to perform to my 100%. So I will work my 5 days from 9 to 5, and I'll just work it like that and try and eat and rest. You never have time to eat because you're too busy cleaning.
That's fine for me. I put on a lot of lockdown weight. I'm happy to get it off by not eating.
I tend to just have a little breakfast and then I eat after work. Then if I'm busy, I just try and I'm guilty of the Red Bulls. I go to the Red Bulls when I need energy. So it's my guilty pleasure, really. But yeah. So Charlotte, how are you going to deal with burnout when you go back?
Just make sure that I take breaks in between and eat. You do need to eat.
Are you going to be doing like 6 days a week, or are you just going to do your normal hours?
No, yeah.
I know you're staggered in your dad's shop, aren't you?
Yeah. We've had to open on, to keep all the staff apart.
Talk about that a little bit. Explain, just go into that a little bit. Just sort of explain to the viewers what obviously you have to do. Obviously with the COVID, because you've gone from explaining obviously the shop before and explain it after, so everybody knows.
Yeah. So there's about 10, 11 of us in the shop, and to keep everyone apart because of restrictions and everything, we've had to do split shifts. So some of us are working like 9 till 3, and then the second lot will come in and they're working 3 till 9.
So you've extended the hours and the days as well?
Yeah, but it worked out quite well. It's only 6 hours really, so it's not too bad.
Until your dad gets the electric bill.
Yeah, probably.
With all the electrics going off, because I imagine them clippers are 100 miles an hour over there. So that's good. So Katie, again, how are you going to deal with burnout when you go back? You'll be.
I never did appointments until COVID.
COVID, yeah.
Appointments have changed my life.
For the better or the worse?
Better.
Good.
Before my shop, you'd sit there for 3-4 hours with nobody, and then 15 teenagers come all in one go and waiting around. Where now it's appointment only. Bar like the OAPs, I keep an hour slot. I block out slots for OAPs. The all day pensioners come in, but it's appointment only, so I can book my lunch in if I can see nothing's happening. Literally, it's been a life changer. It's been brilliant. But going back now, I have a broken foot, so I can only I used to do all the hours myself. Now I have a barber in, so I can only do a couple hours each day, standing. So it'll be a little different when we get back. But it was good to break it during lockdown.
Yeah. Have you tried cutting on a stool yet?
No.
Okay, get yourself a little miniature stool and just because you'll find that you actually find that, because I had a twisted ankle before and I kept that for 6 weeks on a stool, and I actually found afterwards I carried on using the stool, especially doing kids.
Really?
Because I find my back was so bad from being arched and like bending over. Because obviously, like if you're cutting hair and you haven't got a stool, it's just a nightmare. Really. Yeah. Or you're basically going down on one knee, and it's not good. So that's my advice. Wear a stool. Sandra, any advice for the bad leg?
I've got a cotton stool.
Do you?
Yes. So I do find it easier for women's haircuts because you're cutting at eye level,
Yeah.
but I don't find it as easy doing barbering skin fades, bald fades, because I need to be standing up and walking around the gent.
Yeah.
And plus I find that if you're sitting down and you're lifting your arms right up, my arms would throb.
Right.
That's the only
okay.
thing.
Now,
But you could alternate it.
I know the American barbers, most of them, well, used to anyway, they sit on a stool and they move the customer rather than you move.
Yes.
We're back and front.
Oh, yeah.
And they move the customer and your stool doesn't move at all. So that's the kind of thing I'd be kind of more looking into instead of moving the chair around. So just
Well, I've seen a barber chair with a
chair
stool
moves
attached. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I want that, but I don't know where to get it.
I don't think it's real. I don't know, or it's very expensive. But it
Yeah,
looks
it'll be really expensive. But yeah, it's attached and it swivels right round.
Yeah.
I thought, but no.
Go forward. I think I'll be just getting a normal high stool and sitting and moving the customer. Because I've seen that
Right.
American barbers, they move the customer. Do you know what I mean? And if you use a mirror, you can see what you're doing. Hopefully. I don't know.
You just try what works. You
Yeah.
don't know till you try.
Yeah.
Make sure you get
And
yourself
elevate
some
your foot at night time.
get yourself some comfy trainers as well.
I'm still in the boot and I've another operation to go.
You're still in the boot, are you?
Yeah.
When's your cast off?
I'm cast off boot and I've another operation to go.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And then
jeez.
cast back on for 10 weeks and then a boot for 6 months.
I
My
bet.
goodness.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah, it's a long road. but
Well, we hope you heal 100% and
Yes.
you're back behind the chair before you know it, Katie.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on a little bit now. Right, products are very important, and obviously I've worked for a few companies over the years, and there's some amazing companies out there, and I know you guys work for different companies. But I wanted to talk really with Katie and Charlotte about what products they use, and then obviously Lina and Sandra then after. But you know, what's your go-to products in the shop? Do you use your powders? Do you use your sea salts? Do you use your shaving balms? You know, I just want to sort of like have a little chat about that, really.
Okay.
Starting with Charlotte.
I like using the salt spray quite a lot, and I do use powder. I think that's really good. Makes hair look a lot thicker. You can do a lot more with it as well.
Do you have any go-to brands?
Not really, no. We used that American Crew for a bit. That was good. Try to think. I think my dad, he's been doing his own sort of products, and he's got his own little sea salt spray. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, Kate, what products do you use over there? Have you got a go-to or anything over there?
The main ones over here would be Osmo, American Crew, and Alpha Par, and I've used all three. I think I find them quite expensive, and the retail of them, people aren't willing to buy that when you can go to your local Tesco or Boots and get. So I think Got to Be. Have you got that over there?
Yeah.
Got to Be powder. Any of that stuff like I would use, and I don't do really retail because they can get it cheap everywhere else. Like I always want to have my own product, but I've never really looked properly into it to try and find how to get your own branding. But
well, definitely like look into making your own products. That could be another branch of your business, basically.
Yeah.
Sandra makes her products. But first, Lina, I know you work for Squire, and you work for Fab, and you work for, let's have a little chat about what's your go-to now.
Squire, 100%. I love his cream, his pomades. He's working on a few different products that I'm not allowed to talk about yet. But yeah, he's a really good.
We can't have a SweeneyTV exclusive. You can't just drop a little bomb for us.
No, I like it.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Don't worry. But anyway, carry on.
But no, he does some really nice products. And he does candles as well. His wife makes candles. Wife to be, sorry, makes candles. And they all smell of the Squire product.
Wow.
And it's just lovely. We have them burning in the shop sometimes, so you can smell all the product around you. And a lot of the base scents in Squire is Hugo Boss. So it's like a manly smell. Oh, it's so nice. I love it. I've used Osmo. I tend to use that more on women's hair than I do gents' hair, like the thermal protection and stuff like that. But Squire, I always end up going back to it. I've tried pretty much every brand you can imagine, but I always go back to Squire.
Well, and obviously, Sandra, talk about what you do with your side business.
I use Osmo products and I use my own natural products. So I've made my own barbering products for the shaving and beard washes, beard oil, beard balms, cleansers, toners. So that's what I use. And for females, Wella products, Olaplex, Inlux. I do like the Osmo gels and waxes. I haven't tried Squire, so I'll have to try that, Lina.
You definitely need to. It's so good. You'll love it.
Listen, I'm recommending it as well because I've used it. It's brilliant. So I'm not going to knock it. It is very.
See, what I do is I research all the top aftershaves. I look at all the ingredients, all the essential oils, and I copy it.
Hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do. So obviously, like for all the females out there, is it easy to get into making your own products?
Yeah, well, I did a course with the School of Natural Skincare, and I made 2 products, and then I got addicted, and then I just made whatever I could think of. So you've got to have a passion and really enjoy making it. And I got featured in Positive News magazine for creating a handband for the NHS during lockdown. So Sandra Odoh from Scotland. That's so that was really nice. Well done. They phoned me up. They saw my feature in the School of Natural Skincare, and they phoned me up and said, "Could we do an article, please?" I went, "Oh, okay then." So that was nice to do that. So I've got more products. Well, Lina's getting some sent out in the post tomorrow.
Can't wait. Cannot wait.
Brilliant. Well, I'm glad you brought on the news and the media. That's one of my questions as well. Obviously, Katie, you've been in the media. Let's have a little chat about that. Let's have a little chat about that because I know you're eager to tell everybody.
Oh.
Put it on the spot there.
I call it outrage media. I don't put pictures of haircuts or anything like that, but there was a water shortage in Ireland there 2 years ago. It didn't actually affect the barbershop, but everywhere in the village was closed. But I opened because I'd just back from holidays, and it was just dry cuts anyhow. So a reporter came in and was like, "How's it?" They'd no one else to talk to, so they just said, "How's it affecting you?" And the customer and me just had this big joke saying like, "Young men don't want to smell," and he was about to get his highlights and would cancel it, and he wasn't. It was just all a big joke. Like, it made national newspapers. It made 10 different national newspapers, and then radio stations, all that. Then that was about 3 years ago, I think. And then just there with the lockdown just gone, the first lockdown, I made up all my old clippers into lockdown barber kits. Now, some barbers were giving out going, "You're teaching people how to cut hair," but I was bored, so I made out these like kits for families to cut each other, and then they Zoom call me or WhatsApp me, and I showed them how to cut hair. That made national newspapers. One of the biggest presenters in Ireland, like Ryan Tubridy, he gave me a call out. All the national radio stations and newspapers all got it. Went on barber with a genius idea, all this. So it's really good. I kept sleeping in and missing all the phone calls from the radio station ones and interviews. I just sleep.
So you could be on a lot more.
So I just do like outrage media. Like I just it'll just pick on something and it just catches. Like
how did you feel being on the radio?
Yeah, it's fine. When I woke up,
no nerves.
No, we did News Talk with one of the biggest radio stations here. So I did an interview with him and we had a bit of fun. So then they rang me back and asked me on the Monday, will I do like a Zoom call and teach him how to do his haircut.
Mm.
But it had to be like a joke, like we to mess it up. Like
Mm.
I don't know, got about 500,000 views.
Ah, brilliant.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah,
That's
so it was
amazing.
just a joke, like, and this, my pajamas, and then like my little top, and I'm like, and cut your hair, and he was like, oh, I was like, no, don't do it, and it was all very funny, and it got what I needed. Like everyone was stopping at it, so
Oh, that's brilliant. So, so you're a bit of a local legend in your area, I take it then.
yeah. Once I don't share haircuts or anything. It's just random. It just catches like that. It's just outrage media, I kind of call it.
Yeah.
So I've never
yeah.
paid for any of it. It's all
Lina,
free.
yeah, well, that's it.
free,
It's
like,
great. It's great. It's great free advertising for all
Yeah.
of us. Definitely, definitely.
So-
Lina, you've been on the radio as well. Talk about that experience, because I know you can get a bit nervy. How was that?
It is random.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, like Kate says, it just kind of happens. I get a phone call from the radio station and they'll say, oh, can we call you back in half an hour? We want to know what you're doing when you reopen, how you're going to reopen, you know, how you're keeping yourself busy. What do you think about this? And I won't hear from them for about a month, and then it'll be every day for a week.
Yeah.
Really crazy. And then when we're open, they'd come into the shop and they'll do like videos for their social media side, like when I got my Grandmaster Black and stuff, and they videoed it, put it on their social media sites, and it just went crazy. But yeah, it kind of escalates. It comes from nowhere and just escalates. It's crazy, but it works.
Yeah.
Definitely. Charlotte, have you ever been on the radio or TV or media or anything? News?
No.
Not yet. That's the
Not
come,
yet.
that is. You could have a word with your dad and be like, right, Charlotte should be in the newspaper for that Hall of Fame. So you have to win another one now, Charlotte. Listen, we'll all the SweeneyTV viewers will vote for you. So
Thank you.
we'll all vote for you. No problem. She's got this in the bag when we open up. Sandra, obviously, have you been on the radio? I know you've done the news, but have you been on any media? Like, obviously, I know you've done SweeneyTV, but
In papers, I haven't been in the radio.
right. So that's one for your bucket list. One for your bucket list. I'll tell you about my experience. I was on Cardiff Radio 3 times, Bro Radio twice, and Bro Radio in Barry's really good because it's just like it's in the community centre, and I'm really good friends with the DJ Jay Chris anyway. And she let me pick the playlist, and I was there for 2 hours. And we were talking about Barbara and stuff, but we were mainly talking about music. But it was just great. And it's like I was having people texting me and messaging me saying, "Yo, I just heard you on the radio." And of course, because Bro Radio is a community radio station, it keeps getting replayed like every few weeks. So you drive around Barry or whatever, and you chuck Bro Radio on, and you can hear me just talking about cutting hair and fading and so on and so on. But so. Obviously, shows are a big thing. And obviously with events coming up and with us being closed, are you going to be attending events this year? So starting with Charlotte, are you going to be going to any of the events this year when we open back up?
I'm not sure. I'd be open to attending them when they do go ahead.
Yeah. Sandra, are you going to be going?
Yes, if they're going to be there and open, definitely.
Lina, I'd definitely be seeing you at Barbie UK. I imagine.
Try and stop me, mate. I tell ya.
I know. I need to make a few phone calls tonight and sort some stuff out.
Yeah, you do.
And Kate, if you could get over to the UK, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to come over and come to the shows with us.
Yeah. Sorry, the battery just was going dead. 100%. The minute I can fly and there's anything open, I am over there.
All right. You can always swim. Not that far.
I'm over there. Give me the vaccine, I'm gone. I need
Good.
That can be very, very lonely. It's mental, like.
Yeah. Well, girls, obviously, with all this COVID going on, it's extremely difficult. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about, which is very, very important, it's been coming up quite a lot lately, is photography and barbering. I've invested in a camera myself, and I've been working on doing professional pictures. I don't know if any of you have actually delved into this, but I just wanted to ask your opinions on what you think about it. So starting with Lina, photography and barbering. As barbers, do you think it's something that we should take on?
I think we need to now. I never used to. And a couple of years ago, I bought myself a Canon all singing, all dancing camera. Haven't got a clue how to use it. And my boss keeps going mad at me to take more photos and to use it, but I can't. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to do a course or something, but I do think it's more hand in hand for you social media. Like if the papers get in touch or something, you know, quite often you'll get somebody randomly saying, oh, have you got a shot of this? No. And it's like with Nige doing his articles as well, for Zero Gap, the health and safety side. They always want images, and he'll ring me and he'll say, oh, can you get me a quick image of this? And I've got to kind of stage something and get it sorted. I ain't got a bloody clue what I'm doing. I really don't.
And Charlotte, what do you think about? Do you take photos of your haircuts, and are you into your photography side of it?
Yeah, I do try to take pictures of my haircuts, but again, I've not got like a dead expensive camera or anything. We've got a ring light in the shop though that we use, and that's really helpful. That makes them look good, even if it is just on your phone. Yeah.
And obviously, Kate, do you obviously, I know you said you don't do any photography like that. But what do you think about it? What do you think about photography? Do you think it's something we shouldn't really bother with?
There's so many of them. I see. That's why I don't take photos. I see so many filtered photos of barbers, and you're going, blurred lines. Like we can see it, but the customer can't see it, and it really annoys me. So I don't really take photos. But what I've done going forward since the lockdown, I've got a really good customer that does cinematography, like do videos. So there's one on YouTube that he's done of opening back up and stuff. And I think that's a bit more like a story being told in like quick 30 seconds rather than a photo. That's my way going forward. I want to do like more little mini movies. He's really good at doing it. So call out to Mexi. He's really good. So
that's good.
He comes in, gets his hair cut, does a few bits while I'm cutting hair. I don't even realise he's there. And then he sends me the video. And it turns out really well.
Cool. Sandra?
I think it's really important. Personally, for me, I love taking photographs. I'll do before and afters. I'll do videos of the whole process, bits, split it up. And on my business page, that's how I get new clients. They've come for miles because they've watched my videos. They look at the before and after pictures and they're like, I want that. So it's good for getting clients. So yeah, I love doing that part. It's quite hard work when you've worked all day, and then at the end, I usually do a full makeover, and take photographs, make up the whole lot, take photos of the model or the client after they're finished. And they love it. They get to keep the images. So
yeah, again, like I said, I think advertising yourself and having videos is very important. If you can do the work yourself, you cut your costs down. But also as well, you've got more control over what you're doing. So if you do it yourself, so I do advise obviously to get a decent camera. Sandra, do you use a professional camera, or do you use your phone? Or
I did have a professional camera, but it sort of died on me. Okay. But I use my iPhone 11 Pro, and the camera is absolutely amazing.
It's probably better on that than it is the actual camera anyway, isn't it?
And I use a ring light and a backdrop. But the only thing I would say is post unique, different. Don't post the same things. As said, people don't want to see the same haircut over and over and over and over again. They want to see something unique, eye-catching and different. They like to see makeovers, like really extreme makeovers. Somebody that's come in, they look really long hair, and you've given them a complete makeover. That's eye-catching, attention-grabbing.
Yeah,
that's what I would say. Definitely do before and afters. People love to see that.
Yeah, before and afters is definitely a good one for us. It's like a time hop in one photo, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like you've got the two photos next to each other. It's like that took 20 minutes or 40 minutes or an hour, whatever, or however long it took, whether it's colour or whatever. And it's great to see. So bringing me on to social media, the good and the bad sides of social media. So obviously, social media can be good and it can be really bad. So I just want to talk, starting with Lina, about, what's going on? Is social media turning into a weapon against barbers?
Or is
it our best friend?
I'm going to get you back for this. It can be good, like you say, for advertising and building bonds and getting to meet people and stuff like that. and keeping friendships going and marketing and things like that is really good. But there is such a dark side to it. And it's horrible. It's like you get people tearing chunks off of the people because they're keyboard warriors. They haven't got to see people face to face. They would never dream of saying half the stuff they say face to face to someone, but it's okay to say it because they're behind a keyboard. And they can disrespect people and just pull people to bits for no reason whatsoever. And then people gang up and like they'll post something on social media, try and get a big hype behind it and try and bully people. And I just think it's horrific. And I don't know what makes people think it's okay to do that. If you wouldn't do that to somebody face to face, don't do it on social media. Simple as that.
Yeah. Katie, what do you think about it?
100%. I just think kind of like, I hate when you see people slating other businesses, small businesses. If you've got a problem, come and say it. Like, if I get tagged in something, I'm like, oh, you know, you nearly like, what's been said? Do you know that kind of? I've been lucky. I've been very, very little ever been about me, but it's so easy to just type away. But if you saw them in the shop, they can't even look at you. You know, if you bump to, you know that way. But they're like writing on their keyboard, saying, oh, this, that, and the other about it. And then you could see them in your local Tesco, and they'll go, oh, so. There's good and bad, but I don't know. Any kind of media attention is good, I think, as well.
Exactly. Charlotte, what do you think about social media? Is it good or bad for us?
I think it can be bad for us, like reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
You got your own pages and you get one bad review on it, then no one will come to you then, will they? Probably.
It's even worse when you don't know that person that's posted it, though. You've never met them, they've never been in your shop. And it's like, why?
I'm joking it, but it is mostly good, though, for stuff. Like getting your name out there, getting your haircuts out there, showing people what you're capable of. So,
what do you think about the online bullying aspect of it with a lot of these barbers who are just sort of weighing in on barbers they don't even know? Do you think this is sort of something we need to cut out?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm a member of the few of the barber pages, and you see people obviously never met them in their lives. They seem to think they know everything about the job that they're doing, and they don't.
Exactly. Most of the time it's jealousy anyway.
Yeah.
Sandra, what's your thoughts?
Social media can be positive, but this can be really soul destroying for people that are suffering from mental health issues with low self-esteem, and people use it as a platform to bully. But my advice is don't comment, don't retaliate, ignore it. The more you comment, the more you retaliate, the more it stays in the news feed.
You're creating the
And
manifestation. You're manifesting it yourself.
The more, and you're inviting other people to make comments, and it's just ignore it. That's what I do, because that's what feeds them. That's what that's what the keyboard warriors want. They're bored. They want to cause a bit of drama because their lives are so boring. So I wouldn't give in to it. I just ignore it. I never comment. If you can't say it to my face, don't say it to me. And I see it on barber pages all the time. Poor students posting their work. It must take so much courage to post their first haircut. Please. And they're saying, oh, please, any advice? And some barbers just completely rip them to shreds. And then others are saying, well done, but maybe next time try this, that, but good effort. You know, that's what I don't like about it.
I totally agree. Again, have you like been reading my bullet points? Because I was the next thing I was going to lead into. You also mentioned it again, mental health. So on the last show, we talked about men's mental health. Obviously, I had all the boys on there. You know, you girls go through mental health just the same as us. You know, let's have a little chat about that. You know, dealing with mental health in the barbershop as a female, and how do you, you know, like what do you feel on this? Starting with Kate.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a therapist. I'm not a barber at this stage. What it says and what you say in my chair stays in my chair. And it's crazy. The customers can say so much stuff to you, like that they wouldn't tell their friends, they wouldn't tell their brother, do you know what I mean? But they have this kind of connection that they can talk to you. And it's good. I think it's a really, like, because maybe I work on my own in the shop most of the time, it's good. Like the men's mental health, like, is so hidden and they're afraid to talk about it. So it's nice to be able to help someone, even though you're cutting their hair and they just start talking. So, yeah.
What about your mental health though in work? You know, like obviously, like it's very stressful being a barber with what's going on and stuff. But how do you deal yourself with a routine, or have you got a set plan, or
no?
you just go with the wind.
If I open up late, I open up late. It's my shop, my rules. If you don't like it, there's loads of other barbershops out there. So I feel like my shop is my house, my stage. It's mine. And if you don't like it, if I'm late or if I'm having a bad day, there's somewhere else to go. So all my customers are really like family at this stage. Do you know that way? So they all understand. They're like, that's just the way it is. My shop. You never know what's going to happen in my shop. So I could have a meltdown and they'd be like, I'll go and get a coffee. And it's just the way
they look after you well.
Yeah, as much as I would look after them. Good.
Yeah, that's
nice.
It's community
quite
spirit.
Entertaining in my shop sometimes.
I wish we had the same community spirit round in Dinnis, but unfortunately that seems to have frazzled out. But Lina,
oh really?
Well, you know, I'm not going to that another time. But
Anyway,
Lina, mental health. How do you deal with your mental health and men's mental health in the shop with your clients?
Just talk about it. I mean, I've got a couple of customers that have messaged me during lockdown. And yes, they've asked for a haircut and you have to explain the whole no, sorry. And then they just start chatting and it's almost like they're offloading. And it's absolutely fine. You know, like Kate, what's said in the chair stays in the chair. It never goes any further. But Nigel's really good. He handles me well. So when I have a day where everything's gone to shit and nothing's worked and I'm not talking to anyone and I hate people, he's just like, shut up, give your head a wobble, you'll be fine. Here's a glass of wine, get on with it. But he's, as you know, writing a book about mental health in the industry anyway. And, you know, I think to find somebody who hasn't struggled with their mental health is rare.
Is that the one I put a chapter in for him?
Yeah.
So I'm in the book as well. There you go. There's a little plug for me when the book comes out. Tell Nigel he owes me a pint of Peroni.
He's watching this on the TV downstairs, so he's going to have heard that.
Okay, brilliant. Hi, Nigel. And Charlotte, how do you deal with your mental health and obviously your clients' mental health?
Well, I suffer with my own mental health really, and when I go to work, I feel like it helps with my customers if I'm open about my own, and then they can open up and they know that we're in the same sort of situation, and we can give each other advice as well. But yeah,
definitely.
I feel like it helps them open up.
And do you find you end up building a friendship bond with them then?
Yeah, definitely. A lot of my customers do just seem like my friends, but I feel like you forget that sometimes.
No, well, that's it, exactly. But also they always recommend their friends then to you as well because they trust you, and then obviously you build up a clientele base with that, like, you know. And again, like obviously, you know, I think as barbers we all suffer with mental health at some point in our careers as well. It's not an easy job, or we do. People seem to think it is, and obviously, Sandra, you know, same question.
Yeah, well, I work on my own, so it's a very calm, relaxed environment that I have in essential oils. I have the lavender and everything, so everybody calms down. They're nice and calm, and when they feel confident with you, when you're cutting their hair, they relax, and that's when they start to open up. And I've done a lot of mental health training in the past because I've suffered with chronic pain, so I've run pain management courses, and I've had mental health issues myself, so I know all the coping strategies. I can give advice. I see all the signs, and it's knowing when to listen and not talk. It's listening skills. You must be able to listen. You don't judge. You just listen and let them get everything out. And I've had a lot of healing tears in my work, but they're healing tears, And whatever says, I always say, everything that you tell me is completely confidential. It won't go any further.
You've had me on the phone going, oh, Sandra.
Sandra's our spiritual advisor, Lina.
People always say to me, I tell you everything. I've never tell people that. They just seem to be really comfortable with me, and they just open up, and that's fine.
You're an angel secretly, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Definitely. But like, obviously, mental health is something which do you think there should be more support for females as well as men?
I think there should be the same support across the network for everyone. If somebody needs it, they should get it.
Yeah. Just jump in now, girls, whenever you're ready. If you want to say anything.
Yeah, I think there should just be equal support for everyone, really.
Mental health it's not gender related, it affects everybody. So being aware of the help in your location, people that they can talk to, professionals. We're not professionals, so I don't dish out advice that I don't know anything about. I'll listen to them and guide them to the professional bodies that will help deal with them. I'll guide them in the right direction.
I think that's what we have to do, though, because we have to take care of our mental health sometimes.
Yes.
And we take on so much.
So much.
To the point where we have to go, you know what, we can't do any more. Go and speak to such and such.
It's mentally and physically exhausting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very mentally and physically. It's physically exhausting standing for hours doing people's hair, but you have to listen to all their problems. You have to be smiling and happy and joyful.
But it's not always bad stuff, though, is it? Because sometimes we do get to hear the good stuff.
Yes, you get lovely, happy babies and weddings, and it's nice.
Makes it worth it sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So my next question is idols and influencers. Obviously, you obviously watch people online and so on. Who are the ones you like watching online, and who are your idols in the industry, if you have any? I'm saying you have or haven't, but I'd like to pick your brains on who you watch, and do you follow Wild Andis, Fabulous? Do you follow certain barbers, or do you follow certain groups? Starting with Lina.
I tend to follow people, not just because they do good work, but because of how they are as a person. If I see somebody is a bit of a dick, then I won't follow them. I won't give them my time. No. There's
You're not talking about me, are you?
And logging
That's
off.
my girl.
I'm off.
Log off.
There's a couple of people that I do really like. Sam Rascal, I think he's a really nice guy, and he is just fantastic with his work. Obviously yourself and Rob, love you guys. And there's people that I just respect because of who they are. Paul Simo, Happy Jack, I adore that guy on another level. And I'm so glad he's healthy again, but I really love him as a person, not just because of his job or, the shop he owns or anything. He's just a wonderful person. Ruby Barber, obviously, Zero Gap. I have got the biggest amount of respect for her. She says it as she means it, and that's it. She doesn't listen to bullies. She does what she wants, how she wants, and you know what? Fair fucking play to the bird. Sandra, I love Sandra's work when she does the makeovers. I'm always having a little look through and stuff. So yeah, for me, it's more based on how they are as a person, not just their cutting.
Yeah, just want to give Ruby a little shout out. I've got her booked in for March's show. I've just got to confirm a date with her and times, and we'll have a chat with her, and she'll be able to explain about the magazine and your two new positions, both of you. Well done, Sandra and Lina, becoming ambassadors, which is great news. Kate, who do you follow online? Who are your idols?
All right. I do follow a lot, but kind of gets a bit boring. So my Irish ones, let's bring the Irish in. Warren, the Chop Shop, Warren Whelan, he is the most amazing educator. He's out there for his social media and his education. He's amazing. Old school, I reckon, the Waldorf. in Dublin. It's like stepping back into time. I used to, when I was in school, sorry, ma'am, but when I was mitching off school, I used to sit in the Waldorf and pretend I'm waiting for my dad to watch haircuts. It's like stepping back into time. It's the oldest barbershop. I think there used to be 2 old men as well in Brian Thomas, like a big store, and they're twins. So I used to go and watch them. Also,
Well,
Sean.
two twins cutting hair at the same time. Wow, that's amazing.
I think they've passed away now. They were when I was schooling. It's in this big posh.
Were they identical?
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been brilliant to see. Try and get a photo of them for me.
I'll look it up. I think they passed away now, but they were in a big posh store. It's called Brian Thomas here. I don't know if you know it. And they're all Prada or whatever. And then the barbershop was just down the side in the shop. So I used to go in there and ask them questions. And Sean, more newer, would be Sean from Cut and Sew in Dublin. His social media is off the radar as well. And he's been a couple of staff went and opened up against him, and he's kept going. He's very good at getting logos and all his T-shirts, and he's got beer and after his name, just stuff like that, more business type rather than the haircuts I'm looking at. That's what I prefer. They're kind of their characters and how they can run their social media and their personalities. But yeah.
Well, Sandra, who do you follow?
I don't follow a huge amount of people, to be honest. I follow Sid because I love watching his tutorials because he does unique, different haircutting stuff. And I think as a hairdresser and barber, I appreciate that he's a really good hairdresser as well. So I like to learn new cutting styles. Think, oh, that's different. I just really appreciate really good craftsmen when I see amazing photos. And I think, wow, that's amazing. Rob's does a lot of lovely photos and I always appreciate his work. Or if I'm on YouTube, I'll just check out some other barbers. It's got to be something that I haven't tried. And I'll
give it a go.
Look into it and see, right, I'll see how they actually do that, like learning new techniques. But it's got to grab my attention. Yeah. I don't want to learn something I already know.
Well, Robert's motto is, which a lot of you probably don't know, Lina probably does, is you're only as good as your last haircut.
You're exactly right.
Do you know what I mean? And when you actually think about it in depth, it's quite deep. It's quite deep. So, Rob again, he's a massive pillar in our community. So, when he says stuff, people listen. But Charlotte, who are your idols? Who do you follow?
I don't follow that many people, but obviously my dad's my biggest idol.
Well, he's probably the best barber in the UK anyway. Do you know what I mean?
There's a lass there's a lass in the shop that I work with called Kayla, and she's absolutely amazing. She does men and women's, and I love watching her. Love everything.
So is she? Have you picked a lot of stuff up off her?
Yeah, definitely. She's really big help as well. She'll explain anything to you if you need her to.
And did you do college when you trained, or were you already cutting before you went to college?
No, I did college as well, but I feel like you learn a lot more when you're actually in a shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's the other thing I was going to say. Do you think that with education going on now, do you think that the apprentices need to be coming in when they're learning their level 2, rather than just going to college once or twice a week and then going into a barbershop, to be in that barbershop when they're in college as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you all agree on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. So again, I've nearly run out of questions. I've got a couple left. Styles. Obviously, I've gone for the old candy pink, with the mullet skin fade going on. I did get told off by Kate when I showed her when I originally did it because it was horrendous. But styles coming in, styles going out. What do you think's new going to come in? And obviously long hair is going to be, there's going to be a lot of long hair cuts. And starting with Sandra, what do you think's going to what's next for us barbers? Do you think, styles wise?
Well, I'm seeing more colours, which gives me great happiness because I'm going to be doing a lot of educational colour videos, so that gives me great happiness. And they're slowly coming out of skin fades, taper. I love taper fades, bald fades. I am sick to death of them. So I like, so my clients are slowly coming out of, oh, maybe try a taper fade. And I'm like, yes. You get, I was so fed up. So just different unique hairstyles and adding the colouring in and perms, whatever, just something a bit different. Because I get bored doing the same thing over and over and over again. Keep it fresh and unique.
Lina, what do you think we're going to see coming in?
Colour. I think because people are have got long hair now, I don't think the fade's going to go anywhere as much as I want it to. I think everybody's going to be having fades, low fades, mid fades, with it long, shaggy, curly, textured on top. And I think people are going to be introducing colour because they've got the length to do it. So why not? While it's there, I can see a lot of highlights coming through. I think there's going to be a lot of crazy colours like yourself, darling. People just trying different things, and a lot of people have grown a beard since they've been in lockdown, so I think people are going to be having them all tidied up and things like that, so I think beards are going to be a lot more common. We'll see.
Definitely. Well, I've been God, what, 6 or 7 different shades in the last like 8 months, so you know, doing it myself, I just thought, just get on with it now. Do you know what I mean? But Kate, you know, what do you think? What they like over in Ireland? Have they still got the old little tail of the back?
No, we're not that backwards. It's skin fade after skin fade after skin fade. I can see taper fades coming in big, but I would absolutely love the flat top to come back. The flat top would be a game changer from who thinks they're a barber and who are a barber. The flat top. I'd love it. I'd love it. I don't think it is, but I'd love the flat top to come back.
I follow a lot of the American barbers, and it's coming back.
Yeah,
it's not quite here yet. You're about 2 years behind. But I think you will, especially with the young lads now with these, because again, a lot of them are have afros, and perming is massive.
Yeah, perming is huge. Even though I hate doing it, perming's huge
as well. I ain't got time for it.
Yeah.
I've noticed so. A lot of the youngsters now, especially like Joe, my apprentice's age, all of them have got really curly hair.
Curly hair. They love the curls. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, hang on, where's that come from? Do you know what I mean?
Hot noodle hair.
And I'm looking at his dad, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Not in a bad way. I'm just saying with the curly hair, like. Charlotte, what do you think styles? Anything new come in? Anything you think's going to come out new, or you agree with the girls?
Well, since the first lockdown, the first time we went back to work, a lot of my customers have grew the hair out and left it like that. So I've been doing a lot of scissor cuts, and I love that. I do love that a lot more than skin fades at the minute, because they just get repetitive. I think one after the other.
Have you got a go-to scissor brand?
Joel. I've always used them. Yeah.
Kate, what scissors do you use?
Whatever scissors.
Whatever scissors are next to you.
I've 10 different kind of ones, and I just go from one to the other.
But you haven't got a go-to
totally
brand.
Different over here. It's totally different. The way things are like.
Lina, obviously, it's Mataki, so move on from there. Sandra, what's your go-to?
I have got my Joel's, my Spencer ones, but I have got my eye on the rose gold Mataki ones.
Ooh.
I'm so getting those.
Lina's
bringing you over to the dark side.
I have to have them. Just
brilliant.
because they're rose gold.
Hey, Lina, tell Mataki I'm not working for any scissor companies at the moment. So if they want to give me a screen discount and they want to sponsor the show, they're more than welcome. So if anyone's watching this and you want to sponsor the show, give me
me. I'm working with no scissors company.
I'll have to send you a pair of scissors over, Kate. These are a pair for you. Do you know what I mean? But again, like obviously just a quick sort of fast blast really. Go-to clipper, Charlotte? Well, seniors or academies or magics, what ones?
Just whichever ones I can rub off my dad.
Okay. And obviously, Lina, what's your go-to clipper?
I've got my Wild Magics, and I've got my Andis cordless masters, and I've got my Babyliss skeletons.
Nice. And Sandra, what do you use? You well as well?
I've got my Wall Magics and my Andis, and Maybe considering the Babyless, because you keep telling me how amazing they are.
They are. You've got to get them from America, though, definitely. So, Kate, what do you have a Pacific brand you go to?
Senior wall cordless.
Senior
Then my
wall
magic,
cordless.
I kind of mix the two cordless.
Yeah, the band just runs out first, yeah?
Huh?
The band just runs out first.
Yeah.
And-
The chargers keep falling out.
yeah, well, that was the other problem. That was the other thing we wanted to talk about. Do you prefer cordless or corded clippers?
It took me a while. I was so against it, and then once I
me.
swapped, I was like, I'm gone. Yeah, I'd never use a cordless now. A corded one now.
Sandra, do you prefer corded or what?
Oh,
cordless?
definitely cordless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlotte,
Every time.
Cordless, definitely.
Lina.
Same, all the time.
Okay, brilliant. Any topics you want to bring up or talk about now? I'll let you sort of like take the mantle for a second, and then we're going to go into the game.
The game.
The Sweeney game.
We'll be in demure now.
Having for dinner, Sandra.
So,
We're having dinner yet.
anything you want to talk about? Oh, it's a lovely dog, Charlotte.
No.
Aw.
She's
So,
needing.
so have you all got pets?
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Dogs, cats?
Dogs, that's what I broke my foot on.
Oh.
I fell over the dog.
No.
I don't know where she is. She's really old.
Near mine.
Well, I haven't got any pets. I'm looking at getting a bearded dragon. So, and I was going to call it B.A. Baracus after Mr. T, but I couldn't get it because of obviously the lockdown. So, right, this is the most nervous part for me because we're going to do the game. So, and I've got to do the stupid noises now. So, 5 questions,
One.
multiple answers. It's all about barbering. So. Sid's Academy. What date did Sid's Academy open? A, 2013, B, 2014, or C, 2015? Starting with Kate. A, B, or C?
I'll guess 15.
So B, yeah. Charlotte?
B. I've no idea.
B. Sandra?
I'll go with B as well.
B. And Lina?
I'm going to go with Sandra on this one, B. Because she likes him, she'll know.
No cheating now. It's not fair. Right. Dan Wilder runs a scissor brand. Which scissor brand does he run? Ninja, Court Steel, or Casio? A, B, or C? Starting with Charlotte.
I'm going to go with A.
You're going to go A, yeah?
Yeah.
Lina?
Quartered steels.
B? Yeah. Sandra?
B. Copying Lina.
Right. No cheating. Or you get deducted points. Right. And I've got a sort of cap out for the winners as well. And Kate.
A.
Going for A. Okay. Right. So Liam Oakes, the brilliant photographer, works for which company? A, Barber Evo, C, Modern Barber Magazine, or D, the Barber Mag? B, sorry, C, the Barber Mag. Where did I get D from? I don't know. Anyway, so A, Evo, B, Modern Barber Magazine, or C, the Barber Mag? Starting with Kate.
B.
Yeah. And Lina,
I'm going to say Barber Evo.
which is A. Charlotte,
B.
A.
Oh, B.
Sandra,
I don't know. I'm just guessing B.
going B. Right. So this is a tough one now. This is going to decide the winner. Next week, I've got a legend coming on, Tarek Jackson. He's an American barber. I know a lot of you might know of him. Some of you might not know of him. He's actually got a big article in one of the Bar Revo magazines. If you've got Bar Revo and you go back through it, he's a guy with the beard. He is an ambassador for one of the booking companies. And the booking companies, so he's an ambassador for which booking company? A, Booksy, B, Squire, or C, the Sharp Image Barbershop app. Starting with Sandra.
C.
C. Lina.
B.
B. Kate.
B.
B. And Charlotte.
A.
A. Okay.
Oh,
That was a bit of a mix one, that was. Right. So this is the last and final question now. So
what was that?
Aid Phelan, the wonderful celebrity hairdresser. Obviously, he's done amazing work with the National Health Service's coronavirus, providing products for our wonderful NHS staff, our nurses, and
Yeah, hats off to
on
him.
the front line. The great man himself had raised a certain amount of money. So, was it A, 50,000, B, 100,000, or C, 150,000? Starting with Lina.
C.
Kate.
C.
Sandra.
B.
And Charlotte.
I'll go with C.
C. Right. Okay. So, quiz is over. So let me just do the tallies now. So, Sid, his shop was open in 2014. So Sandra had that right. Lina had that right. And Kate and Charlotte.
Copy me, Lina.
Wrong.
See, it worked.
Dan Wilder's brand was Quarter Steels, which was B. So Sandra and Lina had that right. Kate and Charlotte both had it wrong. Liam Oakes works for Barber Evo, which was A. So Sandra had that wrong. Lina had that right. Kate had that right. And Charlotte had that right. Tarek Jackson works for the Sharp Image Barbershop app. That was a difficult one. So it was the one you didn't know. So Sandra had that right. And you all had that wrong. And the last question was Aid Phelan. And the only person who got that right was Sandra. So 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Sandra and Lina are joint winners.
Oh, Lina.
Lina's already got one of my caps. So Sandra,
No, my son already has it.
Okay. I'll listen. When I sort out the next load, I'll definitely sort it out and I'll definitely send it over. I was gonna buy some products off Sandra and give it to the winner, but Sandra's won, so that's just ridiculous, isn't it? Really? Buying products to give back to Sandra doesn't make. I might as well just wait to give her a cap. So, but yeah, last thoughts, guys. Girls. What's your last message? Starting with Kate for everybody on SweeneyTV. Thank you for coming on as well.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Any last messages?
We'll get there. We're going to open up. We'll rock it.
I know.
Hopefully it's better than last year.
It's more difficult for you because you're open a lot later, so you're it's not very nice. I bloody hate these elites. I really do. But Lina, what's your last words?
Just be kind. Everyone's having it a bit shit at the moment, so everyone just needs to be kind and remember we're all going through it and we'll all get there eventually.
Charlotte?
Hang in there. See you at the end. Hopefully.
And Sandra?
Be kind to each other. Look after ourselves. As I say, try and be prepared before we start opening our shops again. Just really, we look after the clients, but we have to look after ourselves as well. Keep healthy mentally and physically.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that when we open back up as well, like you said, just don't try not to burn yourself out. Work what you need to work, charge what you need to charge. And you know, I think we're going to be bombarded this time a lot worse than we were on the other lockdown. So just stay safe, you know. Obviously, like, you know, we got to do what we got to do with the regulations. We will have to stick to them for now. I'm hoping that they're going to be a lot more relaxed this time than they were before. But again, as long as we're open, that's the main thing, I think.
Yeah.
So anyway, SweeneyTV, Sweeney HQ, Sean Swift, Sweeney, Four Nations Special, Part 2. Sorry about the start, obviously. It's been great to have you on. Kate, Sandra, Charlotte, and Lina, thank you very much. Diolch yn
Thank
fawr.
you.
Yaki Dad,
Okay.
Diane. And
Thank you.
I'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.
If you all leave the group, that'd be great. So, right. Right, bye, Lina.
Bye,
Take
love
care.
you.
Love you too. Bye. So, SweeneyTV, Sweeney HQ, Sean Swift, Sweeney. That was the Four Nations special live with the amazing female barbers. I just want to say big up to everybody who's been watching. And we've got Tarek Jackson and Ruby from Zero Magazine coming on the show in March. Just got to confirm dates now and sort things out. Hoping to get a couple of big barbers on as well from the UK to come on. I've been in contact with a few people. Hopefully Josh OP. That'd be great if we get Josh on. That'd be good. And obviously my friend over in Ireland, McNaughty. So if I get them on, that'll be brilliant. And you know, SweeneyTV, Sweeney HQ is Sunday. Let's get open. 2 weeks. Take care. I'm out.